Hello guys, welcome to a new modeling tutorial. And the other day I just had some free time in the evening and I just picked this knife sharpener I found in my kitchen and I just remodeled it in Cinema 4D with quad topology and subdivision ready mesh just as a practice. And I thought because I used lots of techniques that I can show it to you. And that was the result I got from the evening. And today we will recreate exactly this shape. It's not exactly perfect as like in the reference, but otherwise it would just take too long and like the proportions of the handle. But anyways, you will learn like a lot. For example, how to make this kind of flat shapes in this curved surface, how to make the knobs. Also, if we disable the knobs, how you can create like perfect holes in a thick surface, how you can create like all this. If I make this a little bit higher, even higher now, how you can create those perfect, nice, hard edges. And it's just some techniques maybe you can learn. And just how I approach something like that. And so you can just check it out. Just make the same and follow along what I do in the tutorial. I will provide you, of course, all of those images. You can just download them into the description. And afterwards, you can take something from your home, from your kitchen, and just remodel it. And that's only the modeling tutorial. So you see it's like super basic shading with Octane and lighting. If you want to know how I did it with like the scratches here and like this kind of roughness map and like this kind of, I would say luxury, elegant lighting, just let me know. I will make a tutorial on that. But in this tutorial, have fun with modeling this. Okay guys, so let's open the reference image and we will first start with this main part here. So we go to the front view and take a plane and rotate it to 90 degrees so it looks at us. And we make it like the size we need. I don't know, something like this maybe. And we just need 2 width segments and just 1 high segment. So we can make all the loop cuts that we need manually and see if we make it editable. And we just delete those 2 points here, because we can just use a symmetry object. So if we do something here, it's changed automatically on the other side, and that's what we need here, because that's just symmetrical. And first of all, let's create this hole here. So we just add with KL or right click loop path cut, just a hole here and one in the middle where we will place the disk and also like this part here. So just with shift click, it will automatically snap to the middle. And we just delete this part here. So we have something like this. So let's create now this part here at the bottom. For that, we just select those 2 edges here and just with Control and click extrude them. Something like that looks good. And now let's do, we directly will create those holes here in this bottom part where we can fit later the knobs inside. So because I tried to create firstly all the other stuff, but then we have some problems later there. So let's just go to the top view. And we're looking now at our bottom part. And we just add 2 loop cuts, like with KL, just 1 here and just 1 here. So if we put also all the symmetry object with alt click into a subdivision surface, you see we have here a nice curvature like here. You see it also here. So Q again for disabling it. But let's first, because when we give this 2 planes later the thickness, we also need here in where they are connected a nice hard edge. So let's add the supporting lines now already. So yeah, just something like that. Because if we select them all and D for extrude and extrude them and Q for subdivision, you see we have this nice hard edge. So yeah, we just added those two loop cuts. And now we can place a disk as a helping reference to the position where the holes will be approximately. Yeah, something like that. It doesn't matter so much because we can later adjust it. And yeah, again, this one trick to make a perfect hole. You see like this disk is exactly inside of these two polygons. If I bring the disk down, you will see it. So yeah, we have those two polygons. So what we will do, we just select them two and I for extrude inner, and we just extrude them a little bit. And also if we check out the outer points, so polygon selected, control click to the points, we have 6 outer points. So we also need at the disk the same 6 outer points. And now we can just go to our new extruded points here, select them, rectangle selection, and enable snapping, and here enable vertex snap. So now we can just snap them on the outside of the 6-sided disk, something like this, and just bring them point to point with the enable snap. It just snaps automatically, something like this. And now we can disable the disk, and you see we have it something like that. And also we can just go to polygon mode and just delete them. And let's rotate these. We disable a snapping tool. Let's just rotate it a little bit with selecting the edges and R for rotate. So this is just a little bit more straight. And if we press now subdivision surface, you see it is a perfect hole. So yeah, we have something like that here. That's what we need. Now we can create KL again with the loop cut, a new cut, because you see we have here already the point which we need for this thing to come out, and now we need like one loop cut more which goes here, and also we can add the disk then later. So yeah, maybe something like here, but I also want to have those edges because this distance is a little bit too long, just a little bit more to the outside. So yeah, we can take now no, let's do it different, because let's first all those circle shapes and all the loop cuts here, because later we will rotate this planes here, because yeah, you see in original it's also a little bit rotated. So let's first add this when it's straight, that will be easier. So yeah, let's just again go to the front view, and we have to create first of all these outer loop here, and then the inner loop with the hole, and also a third one where will be like this kind of transition. So we again just create a new disk, rotated it 90 degrees, and bring it somewhere approximately into the position, T for scale. Maybe something, firstly this outer part here, so something like that, maybe a little bit bigger. So yeah, I like that. And again, we just place the disk here on those 4 polygons. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. You see it's inside. And again, control click points, and you see we have 9 points, but we always have to deselect the middle points. So with control click, just deselect this. So we have 8 outer points of those 4 polygons. So our disk needs to be also with 8 segments, something like that. And now again, we can just go to our plane, select polygon mode, and I for inner extrude, or right click inner extrude, and again just extrude them a little bit, again enabling a snap mode, rectangle selection, and just bring those points to the disk. So we have a perfect disk, so something like this. And guys, if it's too fast or too slow, just tell me in the comments. So yeah, we can again disable our disk, and we have it here on our polygons, and we can just delete again our polygons here. So we have something like that, and you see that's perfect. And now we need one more selection which goes a little bit more inside, so we can create the hole, and just we select with double click all the edges, and just with control click and as a T for scale and control click and drag them inside. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, we will create later this kind of depth. So what we also need, we need one more loop, outer loop here, where we can later push this middle part, like basically can later push this part here inside, but we need one more supporting line. So yeah, so we just select this outer loop here with double click and edge mode, and just MO or right click slide with control click, and we just slide it a little bit out, something like that. And now you see, if we for example select all those polygons here, and with E for move tool push them in, we have something like that, and later we can make all these hard edges. So you see, we have something like that. It's because this line is holding the geometry. So yeah, now what we can do, we can, because now we created everything on this part here, we can go to the right view, go to points mode, rectangle selection, and just select all points, but not this one at the bottom. And now we just want to rotate, but if we rotate it here, you will see we have like this thing. So we go to like rotate modeling axis, and the Z value, sometimes you just have to try which one is the right one, just the Z1 to -100. So it is, oh no, so we have also to select, so excuse me, on like every point. And yeah, and now you see like those axis is right at the bottom, and if we rotate it, it's just rotating all the top points. So we just rotate it just a little bit. Oops, just something like this. Yeah, that looks fine for me. So let's continue. And also I forgot, like if we enable subdivision surface, you see like here the curvature on the top is okay, but here it goes too much down. So we need a supporting line right here at the same distance as these 2 points are. So we just KL, and you see we can't make a loop selection because the geometry is a little bit off here. So what we can do, we can just select all these edges here and just MO for slide, and we just slide them with control click down, something like that. And you see we have here some issues. That's no problem. We go to our point mode, and yeah, we don't want this triangle, but we want like everywhere like quads. So we just tick this point, and with control click, so those 2 points merge. So we have here's everything what we need. And here also one more little issue, we want a straight line. So we just with KK or right click knife tool create the new line here, and we make the same here. So just points mode, MO for slide, and with control click we just slide it there. So yeah, we have here quad, here quad, here quad, everywhere quads. And you see now it just looks like the curvature is a little bit better. And yeah, we can even adjust it later even more. And here you see I did it a little bit wrong. It's too hard, the edge. Like if you go to the original one, you see like here it is much more round. But yeah, we will do it later. Let's just move on. So yeah, we go to edge mode, and this time we take this edge and we make this thing here on the top. So we just control click just in the right view and with the modeling axis, because if we just extrude it, it just goes straight there. So what we can do, yes, we just go right click and extrude. Where is it? Right click, extrude, or just press D and just drag and drop, because then you see it goes like in the same direction. Yeah, just a little bit. And now E for move tool, we will bring this a little bit in, so we have a little bit of an inner part. And again, just with control click and just move it outside. And also like this part, we just move it out with control click and again control click down. So yeah, we have something like this. So now we can symmetry it over, but for that we can't symmetry it over now, because if we select all our object, go to model mode, our axis is in the middle, but we need it right there and bring this to the middle. So we just go to activate our axis tool or mode here and enable snapping mode and also edge snap. So now we can just take this and bring it right to the edge, to the outer edge. And now again deselect the axis mode and the enable snap. And now we want to bring it directly to the middle. So we just go to the plane mode, model mode, and E for move tool. And here we bring it to world. So we can bring it on this Z axis exactly to 0. So now we can take our symmetry and again put it into a symmetry object and just change the mirror plane to XZ and again activate those 2 points here so we don't have any issues. And now if you press Q, you have subdivision surface and you see like that's exactly what we need. So yeah, let's continue. Now what we can actually do, give this thing a thickness. So yeah, let's polygon mode, Control A for select them all and just do extrude with creating caps, but just be aware here a little bit. So we have something like that, just a little bit of thickness. And now if we press Q, yeah, we have those kind of issues. I don't know why they are always coming, but sometimes we just have to select and deselect those points here and then it works already. I have to do it always. I don't know, maybe in the newer version you don't have to do it, but yes, somehow it is like doing like this. And what I can see, I can make this hole definitely a little bit smaller. So I just go to plane mode and top view, points mode, rectangle selection, select only those circular points. And just in those 2 axes, I just scale it a little bit down. And just something like that. And now we need just a few supporting edges, because you see it's too round, but if we go here to the original one, yeah, you can see, let me show it better on my renders. You can see we need like a hard edge here going around, and you see here it's just smooth. So we have to add supporting lines. But we can't do it like just here because we have the circle geometry here. So we just select it manually. We go to edge mode and just with E, we select the edge we want harder. So like this edge here, just the outer edge on the kind of top side. So something like that, you see, like it's going like with one line, and just with MO we slide this line a little bit in, because for this part in the middle where we later add supporting edges, that will do easier. So we just MO and control click, we can make it even inside, but in this time we need it outside. So now you see this is getting already a little bit harder. And now what we can, because to make a we can make this a little bit straight, but yeah, it doesn't matter so much. To make a line like very hard, we always need like around the edge, we want hard like 1 supporting line on each side, so 3 in total. So we have this edge here, we want hard, we have 1 supporting line, and now we can go to edge mode with KL loop selection and just add another one, just this, like here. And this time it goes exactly around it, because yeah, the polygon direction is like that. So yeah, let's just add here the line. So we have like always going around like 3 edges. And if we go to subdivision, you see we have a nice, if we press it here, 3, we have a nice hard line. And the same we do on the other side. Again, E for selection, edge selection, and we just select the edge we want to be harder. So something like that. And that's a really good practice in this example here. Like, yeah, sometimes it's really a little bit of trying and thinking and finding the right edges, but yeah, in this case it's doable. So again, we just go to MO, slide tool, and with control click and dragging, we drag them outside or inside, yeah, I don't know how it's called. And also again, KL for loop cut, we add this one extra line. So now if we press Q, we have perfectly with this beautiful highlights edge selection. So that looks good. And also we do the exactly same thing on the inner part here. So we give with loop selection like those here. And that could be already enough, but let's make it perfect. Like again, we just select the loop here with double click and just again MO right and okay, we have some little issue here. You see sometimes it's not working because like these angles here are a little bit too straight. So we just go to point mode. We take this point and just drag it a little bit here inside, and also to the other part. So the polygons are not so stretched, and in this particular case it doesn't matter because nothing is happening here. So now again edge mode, we select them all, MO, and you see now it's perfect. Just with control click and dragging, we have a nice edge here. And the same we do on the other side. And again, we have a little bit of too crazy geometry. So we do slide those points. So this is a little bit more even. And again, edge mode, double click, and again, MO and right click and dragging something like that. And yeah, we can adjust like all the points here. So it is like exactly perfect, but yeah, it's for tutorial. That's not so important. So yeah, you see, we have perfectly edges, and yeah, that looks pretty good. And so yeah, what we can do now, oops, what did I do? So yes, now what we can do, we can try to create a little rounding here. So with that, let's just, because we can edge selection and we can drag this selection down here, and yeah, that works already pretty good. And yeah, maybe something like that. And yeah, also I want here harder edge, so we need a loop cut right here. So you see, like the subdivision is like, it's too smooth. So let's make just it here. So this is here a little bit harder. And also it would be good to add here an edge cut, but we can do it with loop cut, because then we will make it also there where the circle is. Like here it's good, but you see that's destroying our circle. So yeah, in this case, you can just, it's not perfect topology then, but I don't know how to do it like right now in a fast way. So we just KK for knife cut, and we can try just to make it like manually here. So we have a triangle, and if we, 1 second, yeah, that's not looking good. So yeah, but yeah, still that's definitely enough. Like yeah, what we can also do, because we have also this pinching here, we have to add again with KL. Like again, we have to do the same process as we did here. So let's start with the outer edges. So again, like edge selection, E for selecting them, and we just with shift click select them all, and again MO, and we just drag them a little bit outside, and the same we do for this inside edges. So just select the edges, and again MO, and just bring them a little bit like this here, and you see like that's already much better, but we need them also in the inside. But we just go again KL, but this time it's going exactly in the direction where we need them. So boom, we have a perfect result. So yeah, that looks very good for me. And what we can also do, you see like here it's too smooth, like the geometry, because yeah, we don't have here any supporting lines. So again, we just press KL, yes, KL, and just add here supporting line, you see. So this is much better already. And yeah, otherwise maybe we can make here. Yes guys, I know it's not perfect here, but for the tutorial I have to do a little bit faster, and we have a lot of stuff to do. But yes, of course you can spend a little bit more time with it. But I can just go to edge selection, and I want the same distance between those points and those points. So we just select those points here, which we want to move a little bit more down, like those points, and just again MO slide tool, and just bring them a little bit down. So like our rounding is a little bit better here. And maybe also add no, it's not working, because then we will destroy our circle here. But yeah, I think that looks very good. And maybe again, maybe just add a loop selection here, so we have something like that. But yeah, anyways, that looks very good. And yeah, we have our circle here. And again, let's do the same thing with KL and edge mode. We just add supporting lines here in the inside, so our edge is harder. And again, we need always 3. So we go to the outside, double click MO for slide tool, and just here it is perfectly fine. And you see very nice hard edge. And the same here, double click, right click, MO slide, something like that. And now let's create like this thing which goes like kind of inside. Oh yeah, we could do different, but we just select all the polygons which we want to go to inside. So we go to polygon mode and just the UL for loop selection. And you see we can select all those inner loops. Or what we also can do, we just select this here, and also don't forget on the other side. And then just go to select and fill selection with shift click. We can just automatically fill everything which are like between those selections. And now we press just E and just bring this a little bit down, like, or inside. Just drag and drop. And yeah, Q for subdivision, you see we don't have this hard edge. So again, we have this edge here and we need a tartar. So again, KL for loop cut. And just make around the edge we want hard, just 2 edges. So now you see it's perfect. And here we have like a little bit like here the smoothing, and maybe we can add just 1. So because if we add again like 3, we get a very hard edge, but we don't want it. So maybe we can just add maybe 1, and which goes even a little bit where you see here it is much more harder than in the outside. But in that case, if you even check the original one, that's okay. Like, okay, you don't see it on these images, but yeah, it's in the inside a little bit harder than it goes here outside. So yeah, again, Q, sorry for subdivision, but that's enough. That's enough for that case. So, so yeah, we have something like this. And now let's create those inner things very fast here. And yeah, also that parts here. So what we can do, we just, again with UL and polygon mode, we select those parts here in the middle, and we just press UP, so we split it, or right click split. So if I just enable this one, we have just those rings here, and we don't need the inner edges, so double click them and MN for dissolving them. And now we want that it goes like a little bit around it, you know. So that's very easy. We just select all those edges here. Let me press NB, maybe it's clear. And just T for scale, and we just scale them a little bit outside. But we have to bring the Z-axis again to 0. So it scales from the middle, and we just need those two axes with control click, and we just bring it down. So yeah, later we can give it thickness. But first of all, let's take the other edges on the other side. And you see, because that's just will be a connection part where those rings will be sitting on, and we can just control click and just let's do it different, because you see it's on the other side the same, but it's only on one side in the original. So let's just bring this thing here out of the symmetry object. So now we can just extrude it here and to the other side, and just rotate all these edges with R for rotate, and just so it's kind of the same. We can go to the right view and just make it a little bit more precise. Yeah, something like that. It's absolutely enough. So yeah, we have something like that. And how does it look on the original one? Ah, yes. And now what we can do again, we just bring this a little bit more inside, and T for extrude, and we make it bigger. And yeah, in the original one, we can just make D for extrude. Oh, it's not working that way. So we select our outer edges and just bring them down, out a little bit with control click, and just scale them a little bit down and right click and collapse. So you see we have like a kind of like a nail or something. And if we give it a subdivision, we have something like that, but we need some supporting lines. So again, like some kind of hard edges, and maybe bring this point here a little bit more outside, and also add here a loop selection. And if we select this loop selection, and again with T, just bring it a little bit, scale it a little bit up, so, and bring it out. So yeah, we have a little bit of thickness, and now you see that looks much better, and can, yeah, that looks okay. Yeah, something like that, you know. So it's like stamped and like closed. And yeah, and let's make it here on this side what we have to do. So we have a little bit kind of thickness. So we can just select this all polygons with control click A, and just D for extrude, and just extrude them a little bit. And yeah, in this side is everything okay. So now if we press Q for subdivision, we have something like this, but we need to close this hole. So what we just can do in that case, we just delete those polygons we don't need. So UL for loop selection, and we take those all edges guys, all edges, and just T for extrude, and re-extrude them with control click, and then just collapse it. So yeah, we have something like that, but we need again like some supporting edges, something like that, and I make even one here in the middle and bring this only a little bit outside. So we have, you see, a little bit of roundness, and now we can give this everything here a nice hard edge. something like that, and also one in the middle. So yeah, something like that, and we bring this middle point just a little bit inside. So yeah, maybe, but yeah, that's okay. And now we can take this and just bring it over. Yeah, you can symmetry it over, but yeah, it's already taking everything a little bit too long. But yeah, for that case, it's okay. Put them both into a group, and yes. So yeah, we have something like that. And guys, if that's too fast, but it is already taking half an hour. So yeah, we have to continue. Let's go to one of it. And let's just solo it. I'm just using shortcuts like Alt Q, and you see it's solo, and then Alt W, it's outside. And you can make this by going to Window, Customization, Customize Commands, and just enter solo. And then you have here Viewport Solo Hierarchy, and you just put Alt and Q into a shortcut, and Viewport Solo off, Alt W. And save it, and then it's very easy. You just press Alt Q. And now we can go to our edge mode, and now we want our disks. And therefore, we just go to top view, for example, and just KL, make 2 edges, 2 loop cuts, and let's make them straight. So we select all the points of them and just T for scale, and only the green one with shift click, we make them a straight line. The same for those one. You see only this one, and then you press shift, so it goes like in 5%, and you can go to 0. So we have like exactly those two straight lines, and we can go again just polygon mode, UL for selecting those polygons, and again just UP, and then we have again an extra plane, and if you press Alt Q, it's just those polygons, Alt W to select those two, and just Alt Q, so we just see them, and you go to those polygons, and D for extrude with creating caps. Maybe you press Alt W, so you know how big they have to be. But yeah, maybe something like that. That's okay for now. And again, you see the edges are not straight, so we have those outer edges. So again, KL, and just add those supporting lines. You see, and we have a perfect disk. And yeah, it's not perfect, but you can just give it more subdivisions, even more. And yeah, also if we select our object here, we have to do it also in the inside. So just again, 2 extra edges. So you see we have something like that. And now we can either we go to model mode, and we bring this just to the beginning, and we can just put this into a cloner. You select cloner, alt click, and you go Y distance in the other direction, and you make something like 5. That looks good, and you make a little bit of distance, more distance, so there fits one between them. So yeah, you have something like this. And now what you can do, you can just control and click and put this cloner on the other side. Just you see it's not working because we have to put the first cloner a little less distance, and we bring it like right to that edge, so we have here on the top a little bit more room, and we take this -18 distance and make it on the other cloner the same, and we just put them right there. But you see the disks are too big, so we can go to one of the disk and just T for scale and just scale it a little bit. So yeah, that looks maybe better. And again, just reposition the cloner. And the same for the other disks. We go to the plane, to the disk, and make it just a little bit smaller with T. And we just scale it on one axis and go again to cloner. And then yes, if we activate everything, we have something like that. But yeah, that looks okay, and you can make them even a little bit more in the radius, but yeah, that's okay for the tutorial. So yeah, let's make the knobs here. And guys, it's really fast, but I don't want to make a 4 hours tutorial. So yeah, if you're a super beginner, maybe this is everything too fast, then just tell me if you want like a very beginner friendly tutorial, or if, I don't know, like if you want a more advanced one. But I think like in this one you can learn like a lot of different techniques. So yeah, let's create those knobs here. It's also very easy. So yeah, let's go to our main body here, something like this. Go to polygon mode, and again with the UL, we just select them, and the UP right click split, and we have those here, and again edge mode, and we don't need those two edges here, so MN for dissolving them. Why is it not working? So selecting one by one, yes, MN. So again, Alt Q for solo, and we have something like this. And yeah, we can just go to the bottom, select all those edges, again T for scale, and only on those two axes here with control click, we bring it a little bit out, a little bit down, and then again we bring it down, but scale it again only on those two axes, maybe a little bit down and bring us up, so we have some kind of this kind of profile. And now we can again T for scale, right click collapse, and we have something like this. So those is standing like on the ground. And if we press Q, you see it's too round, so again we just need some supporting lines, just all around, something like that. And you see we have something like this. And now we just need the top part. That's very easy. Just Q to go out of subdivision, and yeah, we make it again, selecting all those edges here, and T for scale, and just on those two axes with control click we bring them a little bit out, maybe a little bit smaller, and again just bring them a little bit out with control click, even more, and again, and this time again with T for scale, and just scale them something like this. And we have our edges selected, and control click, we drag them in, and this time we can collapse it again. So yeah, we have something like this, but we need a little bit more shape. So again, Alt Q just for soloing it. And again, like around all these edges, we need supporting lines. So something like this, like 2 lines here, and also this line we want here and here with KL always. And yeah, we have something like this. So yeah, what we can do in this example now is we take them, bring them out of the group. So yeah, we just have one, and yes, now you see like the edge, it's on the right place, the axis, so we can just symmetry. It's not in the right place, so let's just do it together. So we press Alt Q, so we only have our knob selected, and we want it like on all the other 4 parts directly, like with the symmetry. So we need this axis right exactly in the middle. So again, we go to axis mode, enable snapping, and now if axis snap is also enabled, and snapping axis tool, we can just snap it. It's not working, I don't know why, but doesn't matter. We can just bring it here like kind of to the middle, and you see it's kind of in the world position everywhere on the 0 value. So we can just apply it, and you see it's perfectly in the middle. And now what we can just do is go to perspective mode, and this knob, let's call it knob, bring into a symmetry, and again into one symmetry with a different mirror plane. That's the wrong one. And now you see it's everything on place. And yeah, the same you can do for the discs and this middle nail part if you want it exact. So yeah, let's go to the handle thing. Let's rename that everything. Like you see, we can bring this knob to the other symmetries, but the symmetry is only working on one thing, so we have to bring the knob in the main body by selecting them and Alt G into a group, and we can select those two extra symmetries. So we have this like main body, and also let's call the symmetry also main body. And also, yeah, we have those like this group with the inner parts. We can bring this group to our subdivision surface and delete like the subdivision down here. But now again, subdivision is also working on this first group, so we can just bring our main body into the the main body into a group. Call this group also main body. And we put like the inner parts and main body into one group, and this one group we can make the subdivision. So we have like everything here organized. So yeah, that's it for the front part. And now we can close it, and now we can create this handle. And yeah, for that, like just have like a side view. You see it's a little bit rounded and a little bit rounded here. So let's start like with the top view. So we just go to the top view and I disable the subdivision, and we just create a cube, something like that, and disable all the things, and we just bring it like kind of in the form that we need. And we go to the front view and just kind of align it like approximately the same. Yeah, something like that. Maybe even bigger here, like here, and then it goes here smaller. Yeah, we can press C for, let me bring those discs down. C for making it editable. Oh, okay, I just made a little break, and yeah, outside this construction, so sorry for that. So yeah, we go to the top view, and just, you see it's going like a little bit of down, but like here, it's going like kind of straight, and then it breaks like into the form. So just edge mode and KL to bring a loop cut here. Then we can take our points here on the end, and with T for scale and only this blue axis here, we make it like that. And if we bring our cube here in the subdivision, yeah, we can work like that, and that's maybe better. And then we go to our front view, and if we check the original one, like if we go to our cube here, you can see that those 2 points have definitely be smaller, and we can bring them a little bit up. And the same goes for here. We select those points too, and with a T for scale, we just scale them a little bit, something like that. Let me see. Maybe bring those 2 points a little bit up, and maybe those a little bit. Yeah, so you see, it's kind of the shape that we want. Yeah, that's enough for now. So yeah, something like that. And now we have like this kind of roundness. You see, yeah, we have like a little bit here of roundness. It's not just straight, and the same here. So what we can do, we just KL again and edge mode. With shift click, we can bring this one in the middle and this one. So we have on both sides those extra edges, and we can now select those outer edges here, for example. You see, and just T for scale, and only on this side we can bring this a little bit outside. So like you see, if we activate subdivision, you will see, like, if we bring them out, you see this will get like straighter, but we just need it just a little bit. And you see, like, on the top part, it's going a little bit more outward. So again, we select those upper and bottom part, and just with this axis, just bring them a little bit outside. Yeah, like, so we have something like this. And maybe even like if we check here, it's getting flat. So what we can do is just selecting those 2 points here on the end with Shift and T for scale, and just bring them a little bit. Why is it not in the middle? Wait, let me make that everything back. So we have our edges here, and we make it's not working as I want, but doesn't matter. We just bring them up and take our points here and make this just manually, something like that maybe. And yeah, now it looks good, but again, we need some supporting lines. So we have like not a hard edge, but like a little bit like more of a defined edge. So just KL, edge mode, KL, or right click loop cut, and just maybe add one here. And also we need a loop cut in the middle. So we just go to the polygon mode, select those 4 polygons, E for inner extrude, and that way we can create like this inner thing. And you see that looks kind of good. So yeah, that's kind of okay. Maybe even, where is our cube here? It's a little bit too wide. So we can just select again like all points of our bar and T, and just with the blue just scale it a little bit like this. So yeah, I like this one more. And also on the other side, we have to make our hole. So we go to our bar here, and yeah, you see, like in the original one, like here it goes a little bit even more straight inside. So we can just KL and just add loop cut here. And yeah, if we look, yeah, we have something like that. And now we have here 2 polygons, which we can perfectly, again with I for inner extrude, create this hole. So we just make it, select them on the both sides, and I for inner extrude, something like that. And we go to top view, and we just bring those points here just a little bit more inside. Well, we have to do it different. Why is it? Yeah, oh yeah, sorry. Something like that. We have to bring those edges here. We select, I don't know, what is it? Just Control Z for back. So yeah, we just take those 2 edges here with Shift click and just MO, and we just drag them here. And the same for the bottom side. We just select those 2 edges, go to the top view, and just drag and drop like to the same place. So yeah, we can again select all our polygons here and just delete them, and double click with edge selection those outer edges, Shift click to add those here the same, and just right click and stitch and stew. With Shift click we connect them, so we have a hole here. And yeah, we have something like that. And we have to add like hard edges. So again, just edge mode, and just add here some edges. And also let me make this to 3. So yeah, we have something like this, but we need also one more. So again, MO, and only those edges are selected, and Control click will bring them a little bit out. something like that. And the same on the outside. Again, just double click edge mode, those edges here, MO, and just slide them outside. And yeah, we can align them with the points mode, MO for slide, just a little bit better, so it is a little bit more how it should like. And the same on the top, just align them so everything has a kind of the same distance between the points. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, that's okay for the tutorial. Something like that. So yeah, we have like this kind of result. And also we need a little bit more of a rectangular shape, you see. So we can again just maybe add edge mode, KL, and just maybe some extra edges here, something like that is okay. Yeah, it's not perfect right now here, but guys, it's taking already so long. And yeah, something like that. And now we can also create like this separation here. That's also very easy. We go to our handlebar and just create a new loop cut somewhere here. And we just take this point and this point, like kind of there, and just with E, we bring it to inside a little bit more. And then also the top part and the bottom part, we bring them a little bit up. So you see we have like this kind of wave. Now what we can do, just double click and select this edge. And just with MO, we just slide it a little bit, just a super little bit. And now we can go to polygon mode and delete those middle points because we have to separate it. So with the UL, we select only this loop here and just delete it. And now we go to select and fill selection. We need those parts separated. So we select this part and right click and split. And we go to our cube where we split them from, press to polygon mode and just delete them. So now you see, like if we solo this one, we have this, and if we solo the other one, we have this part. And now we can just right click and close polygon hole and just connect with KK those two edges here. So yeah, maybe like something in the middle with KK, and we have something like that. And we need like very hard edges here. So again, just KL and make a very hard edge here, and also select those 4 polygons and I for inner extrude and create one more edge. So we have something like that. And we go to our other cube and Alt Q for solo it, and right click again, close polygon hole, and just KK for creating loop cuts, like cuts, and just again KK and just connect those points so we have quads. And we have something like that, and we need on this edge here again, like with KL and polygon mode, extrude inner. So we have something like if we put those two parts here into one group, so the subdivision affects them both. And we go to Alt W, so we have them both shown. We have something like this. Yeah, and we can bring it definitely a little bit more to the middle part here. And yeah, I don't like the shape. Maybe we can just bring in the top part, maybe just bring those points here just a little bit more with T for scale, just a little bit more inside, yeah, something. Yeah, that's better. Something like that. That's okay. And of course, yeah, you can make this a little bit better so it just meshes a little bit better. And yes, if we activate everything, yeah, that looks pretty okay. And that's the stuff. And yeah, we have like here this middle knob here, but again, you can just create again. If we go to the main body, where is it? Like you can separate like the symmetry object. So you have this as one object, you make editable and just create with the circle. And as I showed you, like the knob here and also like those parts here, which I created before, you can just extrude those extra polygons. Yeah, we can make it even now. Just like a very simplistic, just select this polygon here, I for inner extrude, and T for scaling them, making them a little bit longer, and just bring them up a little bit. And yeah, you have something like that. So yeah, maybe bring them a little bit more down. So you just have them a little bit and scale them even. And if you want, you can make again like an inner extrude, and you have like them a little bit harder. So, yeah, but as you want, just play around with it a little bit. But yeah, it will be something like that. And now we can just create like this connection part. It's also very fast and very easy. Go to our middle part here and just select all those edges. Just MO to bring them a little bit back again. So we have like those two polygons here, and we can just split it. So right click, split, and Alt W, select them all. We can just extrude them with D for extrude, and again, and bring this maybe a little bit down. But yeah, that's like really fast now. But yeah, I want to end this tutorial and just bring them here. And I extrude it always with the caps, but we don't need the caps. So yeah, I just want to extrude them a little bit like that. But yeah, guys, you see, it's already, I'm just not doing it perfect because yeah, that's just taking too much time, but that's like very easy. Something like that. Then we give just some supporting edges here. So something like that. So yeah, and then you make like in the bar, like can just make it in extrude and just bring it inside a little bit and like that. So now this is kind of coming out of it, but you just have to make it a little bit longer. Just select all these edges and bring them inside and make a loop cut here. So yeah, you have something like that, but yeah, you can adjust it. But yeah, guys, that's already taking too long, like 1 hour. But yeah, then you have something like that. And of course I spent on this a little bit more, so the proportions look a little bit off. But guys, it's just like really here, I just only had this, and it's just like, it's only playing with the proportions, you know, like the techniques you learned like now already. And yeah, maybe you recreated exactly the same stuff what I did now. So yeah, next time when you do something by yourself, you know, it's just aligning the edges and the points and the flow, and like especially like the handle here, it's just back and forth and trying like out till you have like the proportions, and it just comes with time, so you get an understanding how this works. And yeah, I don't know, like I'm not so satisfied with the tutorial, but yeah, I wanted to do it and I wanted to finish it. So guys, please, if you have critique and feedback, just write it in the comments. And yeah, what kind of tutorials do you want to see? So yeah, I hope I helped you something. I hope you learned something, and yeah, have fun with it.